Hey, as you may or may not know, I am a college student and I just finished my freshman year, which is pretty crazy. And honestly, I don't even know how that happened. I don't know how time has gone by this quickly. I have no concept of time, and at this point, I think I'm a freak because I am so bored that I have genuinely started writing an essay for fun. And I know that makes me sound like I'm actually insane, but I can't go to a coffee shop to study anymore because I have nothing to get done. So it's sad. So I'm like making myself have something to do. That's not the point of the video. So, yes, I'm a college student. I don't know how to cook very well. The things that I've cooked in my life are pancakes from a mix and grilled cheese, and you got scrambled eggs. If I'm really fancy, sometimes egg like this, sunny side up. I actually don't like yolks, so I call it a dead egg, where I just I just like stab the yolk until it dies. The only thing that I'm really set my pride and joy in is cookies. I'm very good at making cookies because I'm a cookie connoisseur, so I have to like make sure that I get them exactly right because most people don't, and it's annoying. All I want is just a good cookie, you know? Since I've gone home, I've had a lot of free time, and I don't have dining hall food anymore, which means I don't have healthy options just like there for me whenever I want. So I don't want to like get in the habit of just like eating snacks for breakfast, dinner. Okay, I just ran out of storage on my phone, so we gotta make this quick. But basically, you're gonna have to ignore that. I'm a college kid. I have no experience making food, but I have to make food for myself next semester because I'm going to be in a place where there's no meal plan, so I'm kind of fucked. So this summer, I thought to myself, let's learn how to cook properly so that I can sustain myself. And so it's only like May, but I have so much cooking content already, and it's quite funny. And I just thought that I would share it with you because I have no other ideas, and I don't know why I keep filming myself doing these things. So it's kind of like a vlog, but I'm not as funny as Emma Chamberlain, and I'm also a lesbian, and I don't know how to cook. So it's like, we'll see how that goes. Enjoy. You don't have to watch it. It's also not in portrait or landscape. It's in portrait mode, not landscape. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm making grilled cheese. My skin is really bad, but I've been trying not to wear makeup because I think that'll help. Okay, basically, well then you just get a boob shot. This is just for me, by the way, so if I'm doing something gross, like, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna eat it anyways. But so I've told that if you put like, if you put mayo on the outside instead of butter, it gives it a really nice golden brown. I don't really know how much to put, if it's like a thin layer or a thick layer, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, oh, maybe that's a bad idea. To make sure it's ready. Okay, but then I put mustard on the other side, and I don't have like any cheese, so I'm not sure if this would be a good idea. Okay, I did find mozzarella, so that's good. Just like I don't know what else to put in it. I'll put spinach, and then I'll slice more of this pepper to put in it. Okay. Can't remember if the inside of peppers are toxic. Like, I don't know. If this is how I die. It's fine, I don't really care. Okay. Peppers, this is bad for you. Why would people eat it? Ooh, that sounds good. Mustard. Add the mustard on it, which is actually very difficult because the pan is very slippery. I did not really think this far ahead. Don't question my motives. I need to make sure this cheese is okay. It says tear here, but where? Oh! Oh my god, my entire fly is down. How did this happen? Okay, I'm ripping and it's not ripping. Yeah, I fear that this is not working. Oh, it's gonna burn before I can like get the cheese out. Gotta get my cheese somehow. Put some peppers. Oh, this is gonna make my life difficult too. I can't. Like, I literally can't. I think I have that fucking thing that makes you, like, unable to do shit. It's definitely burning. Mozzarella. Oh, let me see this. Oh! I don't understand how people are able to make their things goofy. I just don't get. I'm trying very hard for the cheese to melt. It's just not melting. Okay, the cheese is starting to melt. I don't even know I'm taking video. Making pancakes. Pancake. Okay. Let me check the underside. Okay, that looks pretty good. I literally ate that, DBH. Make sure it's cooked all the way on the inside. Ooh, I should have put chocolate chips in there. We can test. Yep, I slayed that. Okay. Next one. Warp, warp. Warp, warp. Warp, warp. Warp. Warp, warp. Can't eat that. That's a big one. Whoops. Okay. It has a pancake taste, but you know, it's bland by itself. It'll taste a lot better once I put peanut butter and syrup on it. I'm eating this. I don't know how to use knives. Like, I only understand bread knife, serrated knife, and not serrated knife. Those are the three things I understand. Like, is it really that important to know exactly what knife to use if I'm not going to be a professional cook? It's not like I'm going to poison someone if I use the wrong knife. And I don't really know how to... I'm going to cut this into small strips if possible. I'm trying to replicate the omelets that my dining hall would make. It was actually kind of sweet. It was a sweet deal. They made like fresh omelets by order. I'm just gonna throw the stuff in the pot. Ah, it's a moldy onion! We have other onions, or is this the only onion? Let's see. I think I do need a bigger knife. Ooh! It doesn't look like it's bleeding. I'm not bleeding. Break apart my little onions. I don't think I cry when I cut onions. Is that a myth, or do people actually do that? So maybe I'm just crazy. And I know onion needs to cook for like a little bit, so I'm such a weirdo when it comes to onions. That's what it looks like. It's hard for me to show. What they do. Oh my god, that's so fun. Okay. It's not really cooking all the way through. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but... Okay, it fell. You say, baby, no attachment. It doesn't really look like an omelet anymore. But it's okay. It does have to be good, but it doesn't have to be like pretty. It's just kind of turned into a pancake. My first priority is it being cooked all the way. I hate runny egg. Like, I know I can usually eat it. Okay, it's like kind of ugly. Yeah. Ta-da. It's very long. I'm making this. I'm making baked gnocchi with tomato and basil. Okay, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, gnocchi, onion. Okay. Okay, here's half an onion. It's starting to grow though. Is that bad? Do I just like, I'll just pull out the growing part? Ah! Okay. I know what to do. I go like this. So you like don't cut all the way, right? No! Stay in there. Go back in there. Oh, I don't know where it came from. Whatever, it's fine. Someone's like making fun of me right now. Ready? So it's supposed to be finely diced, and I fear, owie, this is not finely diced, but it's fine. I'm supposed to be learning how to cook, so can't be perfect. We can't all start out perfect, can we? Maybe I can just like, do I not look like a professional? That's pretty finely diced. Chopped would chop me. You know, like Food Network would like fucking kill me. In terms of cooking, I'm just a baby. There are fumes. Garlic. Okay, now I understand why people cry when they cut tomato. When they cut onions. Ugh. Oh, it's growing. God, it's putrid over here. I don't know. Am I doing it enough? Ow! This was supposed to make it easier. Ooh, I crushed that one so good. I'm only doing what I think I'm supposed to do. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Why does garlic smell so good? Ah! I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. Okay, and that just like squashes it. Got it. Is it okay that stuff was growing, but then I got rid of it? Okay. Oh, that smells really good. I had a distinct memory of someone doing this on the Food Network and being like, it's giving birth to a baby, but I really do believe they were doing something other than garlic because this is not like giving birth to a baby at all. Get out of there. Just the bigger guy. I didn't know garlic was so sticky. Get with the only girl you know. Just shut up. I'm so annoying. That's paprika. Dillweed. Can opener? Can opener. I should know how to do this. This is not right. I was there. What the fuck? Like this? Like this? Did I do it?
Keep pulling, no, just keep twisting it.
I'm not bad, I'm just slow. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, this is not gonna be ready until like 9 o'clock at this point. Do I just go like this now? Okay, that's definitely not half a cup. This looks like marijuana, low-key. It's like a squeegee. Amen, Taylor. Like, what does that even mean? Did we question Sappho? 5 million years, they're gonna look back and be like, ah, yes, the great poem. So glad Travi made it to the big game. One hell of a drug. It's one hell of a drug. We'll just burn the gnocchi. This is gonna start spitting. This is just like a horrible idea. I'm gonna get a little drinky. Until shimmering? What does that mean? Why do they make everything like so difficult to get? It is so embarrassing that it's taken 30 minutes to do this. Ooh, that's sizzling. I thought it was better to tell your friends. That smells so good. I love the smell of cooking onions. I dropped 4 gnocchi on the floor.
In my heels with my hair straight, and so I took him to this bar. This man wouldn't dance, didn't ask a single question.
Feels pretty tender. And bake until cheese is well browned. So the problem is, this is vegan cheese. I actually know how she's gonna react. It's like pizza. This one. Okay. I was waiting for it.
Way to think, only way to think pink.
Well, this what it looked like. Also, I just want to say, I have announced the release of my new album, Dream Girl, on Instagram, and I haven't really talked about it on any other platform yet, but basically, I have a new album coming out. It's 11 songs, I think. It's 11 songs, and it's coming out July 27th, so we have 2 months. We have 3 months, technically. It's kind of like, you know. So there's a lot of time, but I just want to get your radar on it because it's really important to me. I've been working on it for like a year straight, and some of these songs are like 5 years old. Some of them are literally written like months ago. So it would just mean a lot if you guys liked it and were in on it. So stream the songs that I have out that are going to be in the song. Check out my Instagram and TikTok and stuff where I'm going to be promoting it. And yeah, cool. So